So, as everyone knows, a popular crafting station that everyone uses for building is the stonecutter. And it's really useful because it does a 1-for-1 ratio in terms of making chiseled stuff, stairs, and an important thing to note is that wood is obviously like the most important resource that you can like ever get in the game. It's used for torches, building, used for beds, a bunch of other stuff. My pet peeve for this that drives me annoyed is the crafting ratio for trying to craft any of these wooden items does not make sense. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So like if you want to try to craft a stair, you only get 4 out of 6 planks. What's even worse is you only get 2 trap doors from 6. So if you take a look at a plank, a slab, and a trap door close to each other, a slab is half of a full block, and a trapdoor I would say is about a third or half of a slab. Realistically, you should be able to get like 4 trap doors from a singular wooden plank in terms of size comparison. I would say the door crafting recipe is fine since it's 2 blocks tall. So I'm going to view my personal takes on what a woodcutter I think should probably do. So if I take a normal stone block or if I take a sandstone block, you can make a bunch of items without having to do the whole crafting tree of like using a stone to make stone bricks, then turning a stone bricks into slabs, and then using the 2 slabs to make a chisel block. You can just go straight to a chisel block from a stone block. And I feel like logs should be able to do the same thing. Well, actually planks, because you get more planks from a log. This crafting recipe right here is what pisses me off the most. 6 planks only makes 2 trapdoors. Because mathematically speaking, if a trapdoor is like a fourth of a block, this should make 24, but it doesn't. It only makes 2. Because trapdoors, in my opinion, are like one of the most useful like building blocks in the game. It's used for mob farms. It's used for like adding extra detail to builds. Now, do I think it could be overpowered? Maybe, but honestly, I feel like it should require like 3 logs of like any type and then an iron ingot on top. Same way that you like make a stone cutter. Alright, so now I'm gonna view my own opinion on the amount of quantities like 1 plank can make every single like wooden specific item of its type. And I'll bring you guys back once I have all of it laid out. Alright, after a quick break, I have thrown up this kind of graph. So the top text is the item, left number is the plank used in the woodcutter, and then the right number is amount of items it should make. And I'm going to explain why this makes sense to me. So a stair is a 1-to-1 ratio because a stair is pretty much a full block with like a little dip that's cut out. Slab is a 1-for-2 ratio. Now, this is where it gets interesting because I think a fence should be a 1-to-4 ratio. I didn't type ratio into this, my bad. So the reason I say this is because if you look up a fence recipe, it requires 4 planks to make, but you only get 3 in return, which obviously doesn't make sense because a fence is less than a full block. Maybe I should increase it. Maybe I should have it like 3 per each one. So maybe it should be like 12. Would that be a bit overboard? I don't know. Alright, now we move on to fence gate, which I think should be a 1-to-3 ratio because the hitbox of a fence gate is slightly larger than a fence. And like I explained before, it takes a singular log to make 1 fence gate. So I think 1-to-3 seems like pretty fair and not overpowered. Doors, on the other hand, I think should require a crafting table because you get 3 doors from 6 planks. because a door is technically 2 blocks. So I feel like this crafting recipe is fair, and crafting doors should be required in the crafting table. Signs, I think, should be a 1:8 ratio, just because if you put a sign on the side of a block, like right here, the hitbox is very thin compared to a full-size block. Also, I'm still pissed off that signs don't actually connect to the side of a block. I feel like that needs to be fixed. Same thing with the button, because if you compare a button to a plank, the plank is obviously much larger, and the button I feel like contributes to like almost 1/8 of the size of the block. Trapdoor, same thing. It's literally half the size of a slab, like I explained earlier. Boat requires a crafting table, same thing with like a boat chest. Hanging sign should require crafting table because it needs chains in order to craft it. Makes sense. And then finally, I have a pressure plate, which is like half of a trapdoor, so that's why I put a 1:8 ratio. And the reason I want to bring this up is because wood can be like one of the most annoying things to gather in large quantities, unlike stone. Because stone is in large numbers, you can like make AFK cobblestone farms. When it comes to tree farms, like you have to be there to plant the saplings next to like a dispenser that automatically lets them grow. TNT duplication system blows it up. But those can prove to be dangerous and also require certain like conditions for some of these. The nether woods, however, are actually possible to farm AFK. And also what's more annoying is that wood is not an insta-mineable resource, unlike stone. But I just feel like having a woodcutter with the crafting ratios that I explained would be like so much more helpful and beneficial for builders, I will say. Because at the end of the day, I am a Minecraft builder at heart. And seeing this change would make me so happy. It's kind of like how all of us wanted to have like automated crafting. And we did eventually get that. But anyways, my rant is over. I just wanted to point this out. And also, this is a shorter video than usual, but I have other stuff planned, like later on in the coming weeks. And also, before I wrap this up, I just want to make a special plug that I actually have a Twitter account. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to follow me there. It's totally up to you. Same thing through my Discord server. If you want to check that out, there will be a link for that as well. But anyways, I hope this discussion that I have given to you guys has hopefully given some insight. I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye-bye.